everyone, into this video or audio presumably, I would like to present my review of Dracula Untold, a film that becomes one of my favorite list of fantasy films. And as usual, I am Sophia Amelia with student number of 134, and without further ado, let's begin the review. Dracula Untold, a film that is released on October 10, 2014, and based from Dracula film series of Bram Stoker's 1897 novel with the same title. Screenplayed by Matsumoto and Burke Sharpless, Dracula Untold, rather to follow the story in the series, it tells the dark side of Vlad III the Impaler, a historical figure of a history which the film adapts. Starred by Luke Evans, Dominic Cooper, Sarah Gadon, and Charles Dance, and directed by Gary Shaw, the film gained critics worldwide. Produced by Michael De Luca, this film grossed $217.1 million from its $70 million budget. Takes place in 15th century. Vlad Dracula holds the title of the Prince of Wallachia. Ruling peacefully with his wife Mirena, they are given a son named Ingeras. The conflict arises when Sultan Mehmed II requires 1,000 Transylvania boys to be given to him to be his Janissary's army. Otherwise, Vlad and his people will have to take the consequence. It is worsened when the negotiation between Vlad and Mehmed II failed, and the Sultan requires Ingeras to come with his army too. In order to protect his people and his family, Vlad goes to Broken Tooth Mountain and makes an agreement with a vampire who is cursed to live in a dark cave, to lend him the power to defeat the Turks. Runs for 92 minutes, the film also portrays the belief issue of Vlad. Vlad himself, within the film, is a Christian, which technically demands him to have his faith to his God. However, within the film, it is seen that Vlad has an agreement with a vampire to lend him the power of the darkness, which contradicts to his belief, and thus creating the issue. In forward flow, the film gives a clear dialogue between each character. The language used, however, mostly used regular speech of recent English, excepting for the slangs, but it does not affect the story movement. The performance of the actors are great, especially for the vampires. Their act looks vicious and resembles bloodthirsty beasts. The soldiers and the warriors also perform great battle movements, makes the war scenes also feel realistic. That the audience may feel the dreadful killing that involves visible blood and dead bodies spilled all over the scenes. The set on Dracula Castle that may be the most obvious place, because every fantasy film, especially those that take place in the Middle Ages, will always show at least a castle on screen. The set for the outdoor, however, looks mesmerizing, such as the Broken Tooth Mountain. Indeed, it is a usual view of old world for having wide pastures and mountain range, but with the addition of shades and gloomy weather, the outdoors give shiver and eerie feelings. It fits with the gloomy tone of the film. Another aspect that creates the atmosphere of 15th century is the clothing, which consists of armors, leather vests, long capes, and gowns that were a common dressing for people in the Middle Ages. While the use of makeup is being made as natural as necessary, such as the scars, the vampire fangs, and edge, not to mention the properties that are used during the warfare and the furnitures inside the castle that are looking ancient. These aspects really carry the ambience that fits in both the Middle Ages as well as fantasy film genre. Using variative camera shots, which mainly dominate with medium and eye-level shots, with long and extreme long shots can change the focus and the scenes. The eye-level and medium shots that may focus to the dialogue that does come important for the film, while the long and extreme long shots are used during the battle scenes to show all over the people that are doing battle for one another. The use of montage of Vlad's past narrated by Ingeras in the beginning of the film adds short yet clear explanation that can be used as a brief idea for the audience to track the story. The animation of the vampire shifting into swarms of bats, as well as their turn into ash, also an impressive work of the video editors. It then completed with a great music and ambience on several scenes. The music during the war especially uses punching beat that portrays the heartbeats of the warriors and the soldiers, with the sound effect of clashing metals and battle cries that also adds the flaming fire of warfare. In short, Dracula Untold film is a great fantasy film that is inspired from history back at 15th century. Although fantasy and war genre lovers might find this film interesting, some people may find this film as misleading the truth of history. Although it does differ from the actual event, this film is not intended to retell the history itself. Rather, it based the film on the events and adds more addition on it. That is why the genre is included in fantasy, because it is combined with fantasies. Therefore, the film may be enjoyed for entertainment or for ideas or inspiration for its fantasy or warfare aspects, rather to be seen from the historical side as it is not entirely accurate. For all that has been said, I close my review today about Dracula Untold. I am sorry for any misspelling, mispronunciation, or inappropriate grammar. And thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it.